So I'm here at the hotel and Curtis is over there doing a reaction video on his channel. We've obviously covered it on AFTV with everyone. Turkish doing a video. Gyökeres got the Here We Go from Fabrizio Romano. The add-on situation has been sorted. He's going to be an Arsenal player. The news is that he's in Mallorca at the moment, supposedly going to get to London quite soon, and there's a chance he can make it out for pre-season tour. We're in Singapore and we're here till Monday next week because we play AC Milan tomorrow on the Wednesday and then Newcastle on the Sunday. Reports at the moment are saying that they're hoping he'll play a part in the North London derby in Hong Kong. That would be slightly disappointing because I think if he can get himself out here by Thursday or Friday, I don't really see why he couldn't play a part on Sunday, but I appreciate that there's a lot to do, from the medical to the shirt signing to the unveiling. There'll be a lot to do, but really what we want to do is get him out here. But look, if you want my kind of elated reaction, for me this deal was done when the initial agreement on a fee was done that David Ornstein, hand of Arsenal, Fabrizio Romano and many others reported about over a week ago. Now, I know I put a video out earlier and I'll address that in a sec, but basically, you're not going to get I'll post on my story, the celebration and stuff, because it's great fun and we know it's done. But from that moment, it looked like it was happening. Now, just to quickly address the video I did earlier, feeling still the same. I said in that video I was very confident Gyökeres was going to be an Arsenal player because of everything that had happened, but don't ruin it now. We still need an Eze or a Simons type, or an out-and-out left winger, but we need something more, and we can't stop there, and being told that it's about sales and stuff is disappointing. But if you want my full thoughts on that, that was the video before. Now on Gyökeres, look, I've talked about the player a lot. I've talked about how Arteta needs to adapt, I think, to a different kind of striker. Saka, Ødegaard, Martinelli, Trossard, if we do get an Eze, even Declan Rice, I think these players are going to have different roles to try and accommodate for a Gyökeres, and that's going to be really interesting to see. I think they're roles that can suit these players a little bit more. So I think Gyökeres can help the players that are there, but I think the players and Arteta are going to have to change a little bit, because this isn't a player who, in my opinion, from what I've seen, is very naturally comfortable with the hold-up play, with dropping into midfield, with being the kind of striker that facilitates a Saka or Martinelli. But he is someone that, give him a chance, give him a bit of space, he'll bulldoze his way through, he'll try bully defenders, he is tenacious, he will fight for everything. But he's got a very good finish of him and on him, and a range of finishes too that make him an out-and-out striker that we should be excited about. Curtis just said something in his video. I was listening to him and he said it's been a long time since we've signed a player, Arsenal, that he's wanted. But I think you can apply that to a lot of the fan base. I think everyone in general is thinking, when was the last time Arsenal saw a player who was out there getting massive reviews for his numbers, for some of the teams he'd done it against, like Man City in the Champions League, whatever, and Arsenal went, yeah, we'll get that guy. It felt a Berta signing. I take you back to one of my first videos on this channel, when we were first linked with Victor Gyökeres, and Ornstein said that he's a player we're really looking at. I remember saying, it was even before that, actually it was before, I think the day before when Berta had got announced, I said it wouldn't, the videos, the footage is all there for evidence, right? I said, it wouldn't surprise me if we went for Gyökeres, because it feels like an Atletico Madrid signing. And of course, Bert, having been there so long, looks like he's exercising that kind of thought with Arsenal, and I like to see that, because a lot of these strikers have gone to Atletico Madrid and been successful. Not all of them, but a lot of them have. Now, it goes back to, am I happy overall about the signing? Yes, I am, because we are getting a player that scores a lot of goals. You can talk about the Portuguese league, but you could look at what he's done for Sweden, you could look at what he's done in the Champions League, you could look at what he's done for Coventry in the Championship. It suggests that there are transferable numbers to a degree, but no, he's not going to score 50 goals a season for us. Can he get to 30 in all comps? I think he can. So I'm hopeful and I'm excited for him. Did I want Sesko at one point? To address this one more time, I was in April, May saying, get Gyökeres. My word, just get the guy who scores goals today, right now. Then I researched Sesko. I thought about everything I know about Mikel Arteta, and I thought Sesko's the guy that that Arteta will get the best out of. The guy who's going to fit what we do. But obviously, as everything kind of built up with Gyökeres, I thought, well, could Arteta change his ways and play to the out? The last time we had an out-and-out goal scorer like this was Aubameyang. And even Lacazette had 20 goals a season in him, but he asked him to do something different. He played Aubameyang out wide at times. These are the things I really wonder with Gyökeres and Arteta. But it feels like after everything that's gone on, Arteta's willing to maybe move to a different type. He's even spoken in the press conference ahead of the game against AC Milan here in Singapore about wanting different solutions, not just having the same kind of players out there. He wants different players for different problems and different opponents, and he wants to find different solutions to these problems, and that's good. I feel excited and encouraged it's done. I feel good that before a pre-season game is done, we've got 6 players, because Mosquera has now apparently landed here in Singapore. I feel really encouraged by the fact that there are 6 signings: Kepa, Mosquera, Norgard, Zubimendi, Madueke and Gyökeres all through the door. And if I'm to give them all ratings, Kepa, I think it's a 7 out of 10 signing. Backup goalkeeper, good fee, nothing to complain about. I'm not going to go over the top, but fine. Mosquera, I think that could be an 8 out of 10 signing. For that little, proper young depth and cover at right centre-back. I know he's played predominantly left centre-back, but a right footer, I love that. Norgard, solid backup. We obviously know the situation Arsenal have been put in with the 2 defensive midfielders they need to bring in. For 10 million, that's as solid as it gets, and I think he's a very serviceable, good Premier League player. I'll give that a 7 out of 10. Zubimendi, I think it's a 9 out of 10 signing, guys. 51 million, wanted by clubs around Europe, some of the biggest clubs, and we picked him up. Madueke, look, I'm on a 4-5 at best, because I don't understand the funds that have gone towards a player that doesn't immediately solve something. But I've long said I don't think he's a bad footballer. Of all the players we've signed from Chelsea, my opinion of him is higher than of most others. But the signing doesn't make a lot of sense to me. If we don't get Eze, I'll be even more disappointed in that deal. But fair play, they've gone and brought in a winger before pre-season. Cordy can't play out here, but that's because of his Club World Cup commitments with Chelsea. Fine. And then Victor Gyokeres. I mean, this could be a 4 out of 10. It could be a 10 out of 10. It could be anything, because it's about how Arteta's going to use him and how he adapts to the Premier League. But there's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of hype, and rightly so. Look, I'm a big fan of Arsenal getting the win now players. We want to do something today players. Kepa as a backup does that. I know it sounds stupid, right? But I mean, it's like, no, we want a backup we can rely on for the cups, right? We're not just going to get who do we get? A Turner in goal or a Neto on loan for a season. Kepa allows us in the cups to somewhat feel more competitive. Zubimendi absolutely improves the first 11 now for the Premier League and the Champions League. Obviously, Kepa, I'm talking more the cups. Madueke, I don't think so, but Gyökeres I do, and maybe an Eze or someone would too. So that's where I am with Arsenal's window. I was saying in the video earlier, don't ruin it now, because we're on the brink of a 9, 10 out of 10 window. But get Eze or someone like that, Siemens, someone like that. Morgan Gibbs-White, could you go in for him? Get someone like that. I prefer Eze more. Eze, Rodgers, Siemens, I prefer that kind of player. Get that kind of player, and I'll be feeling really, really excited about the season. Anyway, Victor Gyokeres has got the here we go from Fabrizio Romano, and hopefully in a few days he'll be out here in Singapore. But they might just fly him to Hong Kong, but ultimately we might see him here on pre-season tour, and that's very exciting. He's going to be an Arsenal player. He's an Arsenal player, pending all the official announcements and everything. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I think we're all excited about this one, and rightly so.